Hi, Dallas here with ProPhone, and in this video I'm going to be going over the ProFlow Automation Builder inside the ProFlow system. This is your central hub that allows you to build out your automations to use throughout the entire ProPhone ecosystem regarding in any application that we have and any application that we add on the future. In this video, we're basically going to create a flow together. The flow is going to be called Phone Automated Drip Campaign. This automation is going to allow you to send prospect data that people that you're working on in your phone system to become future clients, or maybe past clients that you're working on to get more business out of and stuff like that. But this automated drip campaign, what it's going to do is it's going to take the prospect information, whether it be from the audience itself or directly from your CRM, and it's going to add them to the journey system in the CRM, which the journey system assigns automatic stages that rotate. And when those stages trigger, it basically will cause the automation to run, therefore giving you that drip campaign. So we're going to go through this together. And through this, you will learn how to do routes, filters, how to map data, and stuff like that. So let's go and click on New Flow, click on From Scratch. And we are now in the builder. Now, first things first, you're going to see a canvas here. This canvas allows you, if you click on move mode, you can move around. If you click on select, if you have multiple actions, like if I had, let's say here, let's say I had like 2, doesn't matter. If I'm in drag mode, I can drag these over and select action, like if I want to copy, if I just want the flow to skip all these that I've selected, or I can unskip. If you click skip, it'll bypass these and keep going. But if I click on copy, and then go to the last step, or any step that I want it to go underneath, just click on the drop down, click paste after. Okay. That's how the select works. Let's go ahead and delete these because we're not going to use these. Delete. Go back to move mode. Then you have your zoom in, zoom out. Allows you to zoom out, zoom in. This allows you to reset focus. It's right here. And then you have the reset, which resets your zoom. So if I zoom out, it resets the zoom to the default view. Some people like it zoomed in a little more. It's fine, whatever. All right. So what we're going to do for this trigger, a trigger is basically an event that's fired that causes the automation to run itself. Okay, so we're going to use webhooks. Webhooks, ProPhone uses webhooks because we like to make it to where users have more control over their automations, where they know what data is coming across and what data is running in the automation itself. Okay. So let's actually rename this to, let's call it, let's see, drip campaign entry. You can just call it whatever. I'm just going to give it a name. It doesn't matter. You don't even have to give a name if you don't want to. What we're going to do is we're going to copy this link here, and we're going to add it to our webhooks. That way we can utilize it in the ProFlow ecosystem. Click Add Webhook. I have a video that goes more over webhooks. Just to watch that, just view that. Just view this video by clicking that icon. We're going to paste this URL, and we're going to call this Phone Automation Drip Campaign, or you can call it Drip Camp, whatever you want to call it. This allows me to know which flow I'm triggering. Create webhook. And then now I'm going to go back here. Now, if you want, when you're building out, you have to be able to receive data when you're editing or doing any kind of draft work. You have to click on Test Trigger so it's listening. So if I go back here, settings, if you do not have Test Trigger on, by the way, if you try to send test data, it won't work. It'll fail. So click on Test Webhook, and we're going to start with the Audience tab. And I'll show you what that is here in 1 second. But I'm going to send test data here. Okay. Test Webhook said successfully, and it received it. We got it. Now, these are what's called like payloads. So basically, when you start mapping your data, you're mapping these. Okay, you're not mapping what's in orange, you're mapping these. That way, anytime you send data in, it's going to find where you map this. It's just going to plug this in for you. Okay. So we have the test data. Now let's go to the next step. In this automation, we're going to create a branch. Okay, so let's go and let's do a router step. Found a router. There it is. Okay. What this is going to allow me to do is going to allow me to check for conditions and run down different pathways. So how I'm going to run this out is I'm going to create multiple different branches. So we're going to do one for, let's call it journey system, so I know what it is. We're going to do one for, oh, my bad, back up. Excuse me. Do one for phone CRM. We're going to do one for, let's call it phone audience. And that's it. Now we're going to go ahead and configure the filters. Now, if you execute, if you do only the first left, that means basically it's going to run through these, and whichever one matches first on the left, it's going to run. If you do all matching paths from left to right, it's going to check this one, does it exist? Cool, run. If this one exists, cool, run. If this doesn't exist, no, we're not going to run. Otherwise means if any of these fail, it's going to run down this way, which will ultimately end right here, unless you create more automations. If you create some here after a router, all these are going to run, and they're going to continue down your branch. Okay, and you're allowed, and you can map from previous different actions. So if I add like a Gmail action or a Google Sheets action, a lookup or whatever, and I go to the next step, I can map whatever returned when I tested that action. I'll show you that here in 1 second. We're going to run from first to left. So for the journey system, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, actually since we start with audience, let's start with audience. Oh, my bad, not name. Yeah. I'm going to check for that value. Now the data selector, you can either open it up into a bigger tab here or a bigger screen. You can put it back into normal, or you can just minimize it altogether. Okay, but to make it where it's easy to see, I'll do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to body, and we're going to look at the contact data. Oh, excuse me, I need this, event tab, sorry. Click on that. What I'm looking is I want to see whenever this comes in, if audience tab matches, where is it? Exactly matches audience tab. That's good. Then it will run that step. Okay. Go back here, do the same thing for the phone CRM. Now to test the next set of data, I got to go up here and I got to make sure I'm listening. Click retest, because now I'm going to go ahead and send the CRM tab. This will make more sense in 1 second when I show you where the data is coming from when you actually run it. So let's go to the CRM branch. First value, same concept. Body, event, make sure it matches CRM tab. The events will always come through the same, okay? I use them to basically determine which route's going to roll. And you can do this in any different ways. You can do it based on anything you want in the data. I'm just giving you an example of what I do. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing for journey system. So I need to go back here, retest. So if you guys see what I'm doing here, I'm basically sending more data to it, and then I'm using that data to map it into these different steps. That way when I run it, these are already configured for each one. So I'm going to go back here. Test webhook. And go to journey. You can also view the payloads here. Let's see exactly what's going to come through. Like I'm going to use this when I do my filter. Okay. Received it. Over here. First value. I do encourage you guys to play around with the system, and that's the only way you learn. You got to play around. But no, this is a really cool system. This is how most automation systems work anyways. But this is just more in-depth and connected. So there we go. Now we got everything set up. Let's go ahead and test step. It'll say 0. Excuse me, my bad. Oh, my bad. That's what happened. I typed in the wrong one. See, look, catching myself. So let's do, what is that? CRM journey. I typed in something else. I might have spelled it wrong. Here we go. Now it's run. All right. So in the output, you'll notice 0 is true. So it goes 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0 ran, 1 did not, 2 did not, and 3 did not, because this matched. Now I'm going to go back. I'm going to send another test. I'll show you guys how it changes. Retest. I'm going to send a phone CRM tab over. Send test. There it goes. Give it a second here. There it goes. Now, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to rerun this again. Retest. It'll say 1 is going to be true. See? There you go. It will run that step. Now, in the journey system, what needs to happen is we need to have, we're going to go from left to right. We'll configure this left to right. in the journey system, we need to have, you can have router steps based on, you can add another router here if need be. And you can do the same thing here. You can basically have it look filter by stage. So if I go to, actually we need to send it so I can show you guys what that looks like. I'm going to have this whole template saved in the actual templates area right here as well. So you can access this entire flow by clicking on use template, click use template, and it'll already be, this whole structure already built out for you. Let's go ahead and if you rename this to, let's name it to stage 1. And all I'm going to use for this is going to be stage 1. So because I'm going to make it to where the messages just change at random. The follow-up messages changes at random. Let's go back to the entry here, or retest. I'm going to send back that journey data so I can map this out, map that piece out. There we go. Received. And what we're looking for is basically going to be this right here, because in the payload itself, you'll see stage number. Now we're going to filter based on what the stage number says. So if I go here, I'm going to go first value. Let's open this bigger if need be. Let's go to that. Click on the body here. Find stage number. Exactly matches 1. Test step. It would have ran. If I put 2, it would not have ran. Now if I had other branches for stage 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, it's the same exact concept, okay? All right, now that is set up. So let's go and let's create the next step. Next step, I'm going to use a ProPhone tool. Get a little water here. There we go. We're going to use a lookup table. That way I can have, I'm going to do randomly select. I'm not matching keys. So keys allow you to basically go like, hey, if this exists, pull this value. And then basically you can use that value in the send message step or whatever other steps you want to do. Randomly select is going to grab random values. That way the messages change. Is what I'm going to try to do here. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, by the way, you can also move your actions to different parts as well. I'll run over that. Now I'm going to use ChatGPT to generate some messages, okay? I like ChatGPT. I use for literally almost like everything. So I'm going to go in here and do, no, I'm good. Let's do generate follow-up SMS messages for me to use. I just need 5. Okay. Now we need to get a little more, just be like, I need these to be more of just a light touch for generic follow-up. Good mornings. Hi, etc. These are what we're going to use. Okay, now you can do whatever you want. You just play around with ChatGPT, but ChatGPT is cool because it can help you generate. You can also integrate ChatGPT as a step prior with OpenAI, because that is theoretically ChatGPT. You can connect your API key and stuff like that. We're not going to go in that in this video, but I'm just saying you can actually have it run a prompt, and then you can take that what that prompt returns, and then just have it plug into the SMS messages. I like control, so I'm not too fond of just letting AI just basically just generate random things to send to my clients. But yeah, let's go ahead and add this here. So I'm going to good morning, just checking in, whatever. We'll use this one first. Go to value. And I could even map the name of the automation I want to use. So I can say good morning, John, or it'll be the name that comes in. Okay, just check in. Hope your day starts off great. Okay, you can do that. We'll just do that for example here. Make it more personable. Now we're going to add another item. Value. Now it'll say keys required, but it's only required if you are in manual lookup, because the key is what looks up the value. Right now, random just generally picks whatever one of these values and runs with it. So now we're going to go back here. We're going to grab the second one. Paste it. Okay, we don't have to have a name here. It's fine. You can add your own little whatever at the end. This just gives you an idea of what to use. You can do whatever you wish. I actually like that for the other one. I'll probably update these later, but it's just to give you guys an idea. Add item, we're going to do 5, all 5. Let's not do that. Let's just do 4. I'm not fond of that one. Okay. And then this next one, we're going to go here and do, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to put it in here. Okay. Now, when you are doing this, the keys will be required, when you're randomly selecting, but they're not going to really trigger. This is just something you can just put 1, 2, 3, 4 in. That way it's set up. Now, when I click test step, it's going to output random values. See? It's just on random, okay? The more you have, the more random it will be. So now we have that. What we're going to do is go to the next step, which we're going to send the text message. Or you can trigger it to run any one of our 500 integrations. You can get very in depth with this if need be. We're going to go to ProPhone. Send message. Okay. And then, yeah, you can keep adding more and more and more and more to it if need be. And then once it's done, it'll go down this. If there's nothing after the routes, it's just going to end. But anything you add here is going to continue running. Yeah, now let's go configure the message part. So we have the select a connection, which is going to ask me for my connection. To basically add a connection for ProPhone, to use any of our ProPhone automations, that are internal, just click on this, create connection, and what you're going to do is you're going to paste your API key from your settings area in the drop down, and that will allow you to integrate everything within your system, okay, to run with the automations. Now, in the ProPhone send message, you can select a carrier, choose your carrier that you have connected. You can select numbers that you have, like if I do Telnex Twilio, same concept. And then you basically input the to number, which will be the person's phone number. And then you map the map step here. Close that out. There we go. I want the lookup table value. And you can also keep typing different stuff like after that, whatever. Like if you have a generic you want to be on the end of, like how I was adding that Dallas Reynolds realtor at the end of some of those, I can just add it here and it will be at the end of every one of them. Okay. I'm going to leave that out because I've already done it. Okay. But if you want to make it more dynamic to where you want to make sure, like if you think that number might exist in other inboxes in the future or whatever, you want to make it dynamic, we can go in here and turn on and make it to where it's manual. And instead of selecting the carrier and selecting your numbers, we'll have it look up the inbox for that chat exists in. So click on this. Let's go to body, inbox number. Okay. Test that. Probably going to fail because the inbox does not exist because we're using test data. Okay. Now the journey system is done. That's the journey part, or not the journey system, that's the journey automation flow is done. So what's going to happen is when the journey triggers the webhook, it's going to turn around, it's going to run into this step, which is going to match. It's going to go through stage 1 because we only have one stage. So stage 2, it would go down that branch, whatever. It's going to run stage 1. It's going to look up table, grab a random message, and it's going to send that text to that person in that inbox. In the phone system, these are your inboxes, okay, your phone lines. All right. I have a test right here. That's what I'm going to do. So like if I clicked on, this is the CRM and audience tab that we've been building on for the test. So like if I want to send a contact that I'm working on in the system right now, I could send this. Of course, I'm about to build the rest of that out. But if I send this and trigger this automation, it'll go through the steps, go down the journey, add it to the journey system. Go down the steps, add to the journey system, and the journey system will assign the webhook, trigger it to run again, and then go down the follow-up. That's where I'm getting the data in for that automation. Okay, this is complex. I just wanted to build something a little more complex where you guys can see how everything kind of works, how far you can go with this. Let's go in the CRM and build out a journey. Then we have something to send it to for the next step. We're going to call this phone automation drip campaign. To learn more about how the journeys work, there'll be a video posting icon back here you can click on and watch a video that goes over this. We're going to select on that for the webhook. We're going to put this as minutes, that way I can show you guys how it works. Once you add a contact to the journey stages or journey system, it's going to assign stage 1, and literally it's going to assign that delay. After the delay triggers, it'll send that contact to the flow, run it, and that's your automation. And if you have another stage, it rotates to the next one. After that stage is done, if there's no more stages, it starts back over at the top. It keeps assigning these delays. It keeps going over and over again until you remove the contact. Click Create Journey. Like I said, I built the system for automations to have full control, where you have full control over what you're sending and know what you're sending. Okay. All right, this is now active. So now that's set up, we can go back to ProFlow. Open this up. Oh, I didn't publish it. That's why I got rid of my phone automated trip campaign. Next step. Now we're going down the CRM section here. So we're going to do basically, there we go. We're going to do the add to journey. If you get how this works, basically I send the contact and it comes through here. Router senses it as a CRM event, our phone CRM event from that CRM tab I just showed you. Run this, add a journey. When it adds to the journey, automatically we'll get assigned that webhook, which is the same thing we're using right here for entry. When the journey system triggers it, goes through here, goes down this pathway, does the follow-up. If you don't want to get this complex, you can just make a different webhook for each piece. I just like to have less, it's just easier to me. Select the API key again. And once you add a connection, it will stay in the system, okay? It stays in the connections area, which the connections area is right here. I have a video that also goes over that. Okay, we're going to add to this journey right here. And now we're going to map the data from the CRM tab to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here. We're going to do retest, settings, go to webhooks. Now I'm going to send test data to it again from the CRM, phone CRM tab. Don't want to get those mixed up. That way it updates that webhook with that data so I can map it properly. Contact name, here we go. So let's go to body. We're going to go to contact. We're going to go first name, last name. Put a space in between each one so it doesn't combine it into one first last name conglomerate. Okay, contact email. When I say space, I don't mean comma. I mean literally just just hit space. So, see, space, then do the next one, last name. The system will automatically separate them into the journey table. Contact email, let's add the email. Contact phone, there. Inbox number, it'll show which inbox that came from. If I scroll down here. There you go. This is just test data, so it's not going to be real data. Once I run it, we'll see it all work in action. Property address. We'll do full address, or you can do address 1, however you're going to play it out. I generally only use the actual address 1, so I'm going to just property address. That way I'm sending postcards. Actually, let's do this. That way it works better if I want to add postcards to this step as well, or a different stage. So now I'm going to test step. Publish it, go over here and look at the CRM. You'll see that it's assigned. See, one contact assigned. Already assigned that delay to run literally in, well, 1 minute. Let me go ahead and delete this because this is just test data. Now we go back over here to ProFlow. And we do the exact same thing for phone audience. Once this is done, you're done. The whole flow is built. Let's go to phone audience. Same thing. We got to send the proper test data to the entry point so we can map it correctly. So you have audience tab. send test data. Cancel that out, close it. It has received that data. Oh. I don't think I actually hit test. Retest, let's try that again. Audience tab, send test. Okay, now it works. Let me make sure event, there we go, event's correct. You can verify by looking at the event from anything you send in ProPhone. Okay. Now we're going to, let's see if we can copy this. Paste after the last step. Oh, my bad, sorry. It's because the last step was right here, or any one of these, so put it at the bottom. But we could have just, I think we could have duplicated it as well. It would have been the exact same. So it probably would have been easier just to duplicate it and then drag it. Same concept. Anyways, and it already has it all mapped, except I just have to verify this is properly set up. So if I go down here, go to, because I think the payloads are the exact same structure. I am a clean freak with that, so I'm just going to verify and make sure. I hate to go back and rebuild things. Contact name, go to contact, first name, space, last name, contact email, phone, inbox number, property address. We'll do the full address like we did earlier. There we go. Test step and publish. Okay, that is done and we're ready to test it out. Let's go to the CRM and remove that because I no longer, oh, nope, journey. Jesus, open it up and we're going to delete this contact. All right, now let's test this thing out. So let's go to phone. Click on this inbox right here. We'll click on this test data. We're going to send this one of my business lines. Click on more information. We're going to start from the, let's start from the audience tab. Let's click on this webhook, send a webhook. We're going to trigger this campaign, or we're going to add this person from the audience to the drip campaign. Click on send a webhook. Go back to CRM. Go to journey. Boom, it's added. There we go. Now what's going to happen is it's going to trigger at 9:41. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the phone system here. And I'll fast forward a little bit here right before it happens. That way you guys can see it run. It looks like it ran simultaneously, but it's really been a minute. So hold on 1 second. I'll fast forward. All right, and there you go. You'll see that that worked, okay? Now we're going to do the same thing from the contacts area. And I have a video that goes over the CRM and audience tab if you watch right here on the phone system. Now I'm going to send the same thing from the audience tab and test it out. Probably going to add more feedback here so that way you can see it, see that it actually sent. But anyways, let's go ahead and do this. That's fine. I can get that added after this video. No worries. All right, let's go back here and check to see if that was added. It's now got 2 contacts. That is correct. This was sent once, so we'll go and delete this one so we don't send it twice. Go back to the phone, same exact concept. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward and then show you that works. There you go. As you can see, that worked as well. Okay. Now keep in mind, like in the flow system itself, when we were doing this step right here, lookup table, I would add more messages here. Just keep adding more and more. That way the randomness is more random, because the less you have, the more likelihood the next text is going to send could be the same one. Okay. Now, let's go back to the CRM and the journey. I'm going to show you the flow, how it looks when they run in the flows area real quick. But I have a video that goes over that too. But it'll tell you in the journey system how many times it's sent, when the next trigger time is, and stuff like that. And if you want to change it up, click edit. And then you can change this interval to be weeks, days, or hours. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and change this to 2 weeks, because that's generally my interval. Now, every 2 weeks, this stage will trigger, and then it'll rotate the next stage. It'll assign whatever interval I have there. It could be a few days, send a postcard, another week, whatever. And when that's done, it'll come back to stage 1. Now, keep in mind, if you do edit your stage after you already have contacts in it, once that stage comes back around to those contacts, those will update to the new interval, okay? All right, that has been set up. I think I set that right. Yeah, I did, okay. Now let's go back to ProFlow. Look at the runs. As you can see, they did run. We can see each step, which one it went down. Green, green. See? Go back here because that's going to be a trigger and then journey. So as you can see, get that here. It was a contact, the CRM, added it. And then when the journey ran it, ran down the journey pathway. Same exact concept. We go back and look at the runs for that the audience. So this one's the journey. That one's going to be the CRM. That's going to be the journey, and that's going to be audience. Same thing. But that's how you build a flow in the automation system. I'm going to add this under templates here. That way you won't see it right now because I got to add it. But that way you can click on it, click use, and then you'll have this whole structure already built out. All you got to do is map your data to it. But yeah, that's it, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to submit a support ticket by going to the help and support or click on the help and support button right here in the drop down and click on get support and just put your subject message there, stuff like that. Send it to us, any attachments, screenshots, whatever, and we'll make sure you're squared away. If you have a template request that you'd like for us to add as a template, do a feature request and do the same exact thing. If you have a flow that you created that you think is just absolutely freaking awesome, you can export that flow and then basically go to get help and support and then click on feature request and put ProFlow template submission, give us a description and message what it is, and then attach that file, and we'll see if we can add that to the templates for everybody to use across the whole community. But yeah, that's it, guys. I will see you in the next video, and I hope you guys enjoy the platform.